The news on point.
Katanizamlin Komjisha. Uganda National Teachers Union has revealed that it is skeptical on how learning for candidates will resume with COVID-19 standard operating procedures. The Secretary General, Unatu Philbert Baguma, says that teachers are worried about wearing face masks the whole day at school and the management of learners to adhere to the standard operating procedures set by the Ministry of Health. Baguma, while speaking during commemoration to mark World Teachers' Day at State House Entebbe, also expressed fear over the fate of any education institution where a learner or teacher will test positive for COVID-19.
Some of the questions they continuously ask: what safety measures are in place to safeguard teachers? Are students' books safe to mark? Will I be able to teach for a full day with a mask on without compromising my health? If I have existing health complications and I am therefore vulnerable to COVID-19, how can I be supported? If a COVID-19 case is identified within the school, will the entire school population be quarantined?
Baguma, however, asked the President to follow up on the COVID-19 fund of 20 billion Uganda shillings released to the teachers because none of them has ever received any single pay.
Your Excellency, Microfinance Support Center has continued to superglue on our 9,317 million, which they received from the Ministry of Education and Sports in the financial years of 2013-2014, 2014-2015. Your Excellency, even after your instruction for them to give us our funds in 2016 and 2017, Your Excellency, I also draw your attention to the 22 billion COVID-19 relief grant that you put in place for teachers in private institutions. To date, the beneficiaries have not seen a coin of this money.
However, some of the doctors who were at the function tried to allay Baguma's fears ahead of the reopening of schools next week.
Will I be able to teach for a full day with a mask on without compromising my health? Well, we assume that an average session probably takes 45 minutes to 1 hour. So during that time you are teaching, you could have you're interacting in a large group with the children. You can have your mask on, but from time to time you can take breaks and remove your mask. So
the Democratic Party has officially unveiled renowned stage and movie drama actor Charles James Senkabuge as the party flag bearer on the opposition of the Lord Mayor in the forthcoming elections. Former member of Bakayimbi Drama Actors has been unveiled at the party headquarters with on Balintama Road, and will compete with the incumbent, who is also the FDC flag bearer, Elias Rukwago, National Unity Platform flag bearer Nabila Nagai Sempala, and NRM's Cedric Babu. Senkabuge promises to change the face of Kampala, ending the wrangles, as well as giving 100% of his time in planning for the city.
The people who are supposed to be occupying the office have been very busy fighting, and we've been seeing them across the country. Today in Kasese, FDC has got a case. Tomorrow in Mbali, opposition has got a case. Tomorrow in Arua, they've got an election. But the city needs someone to run it. This Kampala city needs an active Lord Mayor, someone who can sit in the office from morning up to evening, planning for the city.
The Church of Uganda wants the government to put in place tough laws that will protect the natural resources of the country. The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, noted that natural resources are completely destroyed by irresponsible littering of plastics everywhere, which destroys the environment since they take years to decompose. Kazimba made the remarks while launching a Free Kavera campaign in places of worship with Worldwide Fund for Nature, which will see all churches, pregnant women, among others, plant trees as a way of protecting the natural resources.
If you know you're pregnant, plant a tree. And if you know you have twins inside, plant two. And for all baptisms and confirmations, if the church is to have 20, 30 people baptized, they should plant 30 trees, as per the number of the children baptized or confirmed, in order to keep our environment. 2, let us keep all places of worship plastic-free.
A self-acclaimed bishop has been arraigned before Uganda Road Court and charged with fleecing parents of over 1 billion shillings. Bishop Aaron Sidibareka and the one Jude Kalanzi, pastor at Freedom Covenant Cathedral Nansana, have been charged with 5 counts of obtaining money through false pretense from parents and conspiracy to defraud. According to prosecution, Bishop Sidibareka created a company called YVCO Alliance Africa and, being its chief director, obtained money from parents who were falsely stating he was going to offer bursaries to youth, vulnerable children and orphans, whereas not. This is the second time the self-styled bishop is being charged of similar offences at Uganda Road Court, the first being in March this year, where he was charged with obtaining over 170 million Uganda shillings in the same way. Magistrate Doreen Karunji has accepted his bail application and ordered him to deposit 8 million shillings before he could regain his temporary freedom. He's been ordered to return to court on October 23rd for mention of his case. In sports news, Crown Beverages Limited has donated 400 cartons of Nirvana water to the Uganda national women under-17 team preparing for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup qualifier with Cameroon. The squad of 30 players is currently in camp at Islamic University in Uganda, Kaboja campus, ahead of the second leg qualifying game that will be played on 31st October and 14th November. FUFA CEO Edgar Watson welcomes the donation, saying it is timely since the team is in need of support.
It is very exciting because it is so timely that at this time, during the times we are receiving such water towards our team of under-17 girls, which is needed to enhance their performance. We know the team has been doing well, especially in qualification for the World Cup, for the under-17 World Cup finals in India. And with such support, we are pretty sure that our team will do better. And it's also a gesture that the team for the girls actually needs support, not only for water, but also from other partners who can come in to help us do well.
In other news, this evening, the trial of Sudan's former president Omar al-Bashir for his role in the coup that brought him to power in 1989 has resumed in the capital, Khartoum. Along with several military personnel and civilians, Bashir is accused of plotting the coup that saw him stay in power for almost 30 years. A judge rejected his plea to drop the case because so much time had elapsed. Last year, the former Sudanese leader was given a 2-year sentence after being convicted of money laundering and corruption. He was overthrown in a coup in April 2019 following mass protests against his rule. Bashir has also been indicted by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity, war crimes and genocide, which charges he denies. In entertainment news, Daniel Craig has defended James Bond producer's decision to delay the premiere of the new film No Time to Die until April next year. The actor, 52, who plays the title role in the franchise, is the most high-profile star from the film to speak on the move, which was announced Saturday. The decision was followed by the news that Cineworld is set to temporarily close its theatres in the UK and Ireland, as well as its 536 US Regal cinemas, while Odeon announced around a quarter of its 120 venues will move to a weekend-only model. In recent weeks, dozens of blockbusters have announced that they plan to push back their launch until next year or even 2022 amid the ongoing COVID-19. Speaking on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Craig said, "This thing is just bigger than all of us. We want to release the movie at the same time all around the world, and this isn't the right time. So fingers across. April 2nd is going to be our date." Before the move was announced, No Time to Die was slated for November 12th in the UK and November 20th in the US. That was the news.
XFM News on point.